Governor, this is the first time we've seen you since October 27th answering questions, and I know you missed us.
What day is it today? I'm just trying to get...
I know you missed us.
It's been a week.
I'm wondering, though, do you think that I think there's a lot of parents that could totally relate to what you said about spending time with your family for Halloween. Do you think that, or do you wish that you would have maybe said that first, more explicitly?
That I wanted to spend time with my family?
Yeah, I mean, because you said...
And Alex, forgive me for cutting you off. I put out a statement saying I wanted to spend time with my family, so we actually put that out.
Well, it said family obligations.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's an obligation to spend time with your kids, but my wife, who has been spending a great deal of time, disproportionate amount of time with the challenge of having a spouse, battling recalls, crisis to crisis. It was spending time with her and the kids, and we put out a statement accordingly.
Do you think that this has changed the way you think about the way that information gets out in this social media age, and sometimes when there's a lack of information, what happens? Has it changed the way you think about communicating at all?
I don't know. I was sort of bewildered. I drove into the office every single day, into the Capitol, walked the halls of the Capitol with my kids, spending time with my team quite literally every single day in my office. And I didn't see a lot of other folks. And then I start seeing some things bubble up on social media. Where's the governor? I'm like, wait a second. I'm at work. I'm doing work. I'm doing budgets. I'm doing work on port. We put out a number of statements about the work we were doing last week. So I don't know. I think what we're experiencing is remarkable mis- and disinformation campaigns that are going on across the spectrum in this country. I think this notion of vaccination misinformation is pretty well defined and documented, and it's alive and well in this case. It's just rather extraordinary. And so I think it's a good question. I think it's a question for all of us. It's a question in your industry. It's a question in mine and in whatever professional endeavor, how we push back against lies, misinformation, intentional and otherwise. And it's hard. It's a fire hose. And if you want to go down that rabbit hole of conspiracies and the like, it's a challenge. And that's nothing to do with the governor's office. It's much more profound than that all across this country. Obviously, we're seeing misinformation weaponized, notably from former President of the United States, the perpetuation of the big lie, and how a jaw-dropping number of Republicans believe it. And this notion of voter fraud, the very direct assault on the efficacy and safety of vaccines. It's alarming what's going on with that misinformation. So I think that's a very good question. It's a deeper question than the issue that you bring to the fore. And it's one we're all going to have to ponder and work against.